the Breakfast Jam with Myra Maloba, your African Afropunk. I even dropped that now. It's just Myra Maloba. And I can radio number one is Taylor Plug. Good morning, good morning. How are you doing this morning? Thank you for being here with us on Icon Radio. We again are your number one entertainment plug. It is just that day. It is cold. It is raining. It is just not, you know, it's just there. Guys are checking in late for places where it has been that one. But we are here. We are grateful. We are thankful. We are starting off nice and early. And we are having special guests in studio as we get into our Wellness Wednesday. I can't wait for this because it's all about kids. Kids are a big quagmire, and they are one thing we'll be trying to crack that code, that Mission Impossible code that we've been trying to crack ever since we got them, okay? So whether you are an aunt or a mother or grandmother or a friend, a close friend to a family, and you become that second mother. In fact, there's a quote I read. Well, it doesn't have to take for you to be a biological mother for you to be a mother or a father. It's just the fact that you're in somebody's life, that you care for them, that you're there for them, that qualifies you to take that parental figure in their life. So if you know you're that person who doesn't find that having kids in your life is icky, those conversations were being had the other day. But if you're that person, then this is the show for you. We have representatives from Gertrude's Hospital. I'm so honored to have them here in studio. But before we get into that, remember you're streaming with us on www.iconradio.co.ke. Our YouTube channel is Icon Radio K, where we are indeed live. Follow, like, subscribe, share the link. Let guys know what's going down this morning on Wellness Wednesday with Myra Maloba. Yes, we are Icon Radio KE across the board. Our Icon Radio Facebook was hacked. Yeah, those guys did the thing, okay? And then when we tried to get our page back, they tried to fish. You know what fishing is? Not fish with an F. PH. They were fishing our accounts. Of course, when they do phishing, they try to get your information, your data, your account, stuff like that. But luckily, we knew well enough to stop while we were ahead, and our page remains hacked. So, long story short, Icon Radio Kenya on Facebook is what you need to follow. So yes, follow us, please. Give us some love. Let's get those numbers back. We worked hard on the other page. Sisigo is very, very hard. For those of you who have lost their pages, you know exactly what I mean. But we live, we learn, we move on. So don't get fished, get wise, and make sure your pages are protected. All right, for myself, I am Myra Maloba Mina on Instagram, and on X, I am Maloba. Now, we have our event coming up. That is a Kiddie Cultural Festival on the 9th and 10th of November at the Carnivore Gardens. You guys know what's going down. It's all about celebrating diversity. We have been talking about this literally from last month going into this month. I know this month is new, but yes, we'll be talking about it a lot. We had Ahmed from Asmali Media who came in last week to tell us exactly what to expect. And we have now Gertrude's Hospital telling us what to expect in terms of your child's health and how they're going to help you navigate through the day. Just learn more, a little bit more about your child as you are there. So tickets are being gotten on kenyabuzz.com. We'll be doing giveaways later on this week on the Breakfast Jam, so stand by for that. We'll also be having Sustainability Connect. Joining us for that day, we have 300 seedlings we are planting at the carnival. So we're so happy and so grateful to the Carnival Gardens for giving us the grounds to plant all those seedlings in the kids, and Kenya Forestry also as well for donating the seedlings. Big thank you to a lot of people who are joining into this event, and of course thank you to Icon Radio for being the media sponsor for this particular event. I can't wait for how it's going to go down this weekend, and you can't afford to miss out. Again, we're celebrating diversity. Now, before we go into the break, let's take a look at our weather this morning. Nairobi has just decided to rain. And now it has affected our nostrils, our throats. Yes, we are going through it. I'm here with my hot water remedy, but nothing's going to stop us. So Nairobi, 19 degrees, mostly cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms, humidity at 76%, going up to highs of 24 degrees later on today. It's looking like it's going to be a cloudy, kind of rainy day in Nairobi. For those of you who are in Mombasa, it's at 29 degrees, partly sunny, humidity at 73%, going up to highs of 31 or rather 32 degrees later on today. Mostly sunny for you guys down by the coast. And for Kisumu, 24 degrees, mostly cloudy, humidity at 74%, going up to highs of 29 degrees later on today. But no matter where you are, no matter the weather, you will always have a great day with Icon Radio. Keep it right here as we talk about how best to take care of your children. Make sure they are safe and healthy during these very long holidays. Yes, parents, you know what I mean. Very long holidays. So, how best to do that? We have Dr. Cleopas Mutua is going to be coming in with information on that and how best to take care of your child. Keep it right here as we go on our Wellness Wednesday.
Like we always do with this time, I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. Go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I'ma get on the TV, mama. I'ma put down. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to the good life with the CLD. Won't even get pulled over in they new V. The good life, let's go on a living spree. They say the best things in life are free. The good life, it feel like Atlanta, it feel like LA, it feel like Miami, it feel like NY. Summertime shy. So I roll through good. Y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood. Ferrari, and she got the goods, and she got that. I got to look sorry. Yo, it's got to be, cause I'm seasoned. Haters give me them salty looks. Lowry's 50 told me don't hear, switch the style up. And if they hate, then let them hate and watch the money pile up. Like, I go for mine, I got to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I go for mine, I got to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I'ma get on the TV, mama. I'ma put down. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to the good life, where we like the girls who ain't on TV, cause they got more than the models. The good life, so keep it coming with the bottles, so she feel booze like she bombed at Apollo. The good life, it feel like Houston, it feel like Philly, it feel like DC, it feel like VA, or the Bay, or yay. Hey, this is the good life. Homie, tell me what's good. Why I only got a problem when you in the hood? Welcome to the good life. Like I'm new in the hood. The only thing I wish it. Welcome to the good life. He probably think he could, but I don't think he should. Welcome to the good life. 50 told me go ahead, switch the style up, and if they hate, then let them hate and watch the money pile up. The good life. I come for mine. Yeah, I got to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I come for mine. I got to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I'ma get on the TV, mama. I'ma put down. Hey, 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 hey. Have you ever popped champagne on a plane while getting some? She said I never seen snakes on a plane. Whether you broke or rich, you gotta get this. Having money's not everything that having it is. I was splurging on trips, but when I get my card back activated, I'm back to Vegas. Cause I always had a passion for flashing. Before I had it, I closed my eyes and imagined the good life. Better than the life I lived when I thought that I was gonna go crazy. And now my grandmama ain't the only girl calling me baby. If you feeling me now, then put your hands up in the sky and let me see. I'm good. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check this out, check this out, check this out, yeah. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check this out, check this out, Yankees, yeah. Check this out, check this out. days and nights at the days in, giving in to temptation. I don't like confrontation. My consciousness got me straight debating whether or not to shake the spot. Do I love or love you not? Regardless, you're so hot. When I see you in them jeans, make it fantasize all kind of things. You smile like diamond rings. I'm the king when you're next to me, cause you bringing out the best of me. But we gotta be easy, incognito, cause I got a breezy. We can be friends at least. I'ma puzzle you to missing piece. Oh girl, never let it cease.
I'm falling, head over heels, I'm falling. In love with you, I'm falling. And I can't get up, don't wanna get up. Because you are the one. Head over heels, I'm falling. In love with you, I'm falling. And I can't get up, don't wanna get up. Because of love. Baby, to let you get away is crazy. So I'm doing what it takes to make you pledge your love to me. You see, cause I'm trying to be your lady forever and ever, baby. The picture wouldn't be the same if you weren't standing next to me. Can't you see I'm falling? Head over heels, I'm falling. In love with you, I'm falling. And I can't get up, don't wanna get up. Because you are falling. Head over heels, I'm falling. In love with you, I'm falling. And I can't get up, don't wanna get up.
Check this out, check this out, yeah. There comes a time in every man's life when you find someone wanna make it your wife and live carefree, cause nothing else matters now. I'm so enchanted by the way that you smile.
You see, I never thought this day would come when I fall so hard for that special one. You complete me, you're a necessity, and every color of yours is complimentary.
You get me high when I'm coming down all night. When you push it, baby, turn it round all night. Cause never will I turn it down, I turn it up. See, I was half empty, girl, you're filling my cup.
Head over heels for you, so in love with you. Love for you.
You're jerking my tears, and no sweet nothings, baby, it's working my ears. It's so clear who my lady is. We come together and expand upon our radius. I'm surrendering right now, so crazy is love. I can't remember when we were together. She spreads her wings to show we birds of a common feather. Like whatever, do whatever it takes. Till the wheels fall off and the casket breaks. Check this out, check this out. Yankees running away. Come on, come on, come on, come on, yeah. Check this out, check this out. Yankees running away. Come on, come on, come on, come on, yeah.
Falling, head over heels, I'm falling. In love with you, I'm falling. And I can't get up, don't wanna get up. Because of love. Falling, head over heels, I'm falling. In love with you, I'm falling. And I can't get up with you. Because of love. Falling, head over heels, I'm falling. In love with you, I'm falling. And I can't get up, don't wanna get up. Because of love. Falling, head over heels, I'm falling. In love with you, I'm falling. And I can't get up, don't wanna get up.
Fire, Farside, Fallen, the remix. We are playing it right here on, of course, the Breakfast Jam. Of course, we learned earlier this week, was it yesterday or Monday, that the legendary, the great Quincy Jones had passed on at 91 years old. He lived quite a long life. And of course, the world is mourning his loss. And he influenced so many aspects of music, even just here in Africa. He worked with Hugh Matakela, Miriam Makeba, and he helped elevate the voices of those who, of course, were being oppressed. Remember when he did We Are the World? Yes. You can watch that documentary about how it came together on Netflix, because it came together in a really great way, and he pulled it off overnight after the Grammys. So you can get to see his process and what he was thinking, what went through. He went through trying to get all these amazing artists together, and he did it for the sake of talking about hunger, especially in Africa. It was rapid during that time. Ethiopia was going through it. food aid was not getting to them in the way that they needed it. And here he does, putting everybody together through music, and they raised millions of dollars. That song is still in circulation till now. I remember my parents at home had that record player right there in the house, and they had the actual record. And I just want to go home and touch it right now, because now most of even the artists on that project have now passed. So it's an iconic, iconic record. But also the number of artists that have taken from the music that he's done. He was a maestro, okay? He was a maestro in music. He was a person who took music to amazing levels. So when you were listening to Good Life, that's one of the songs that Kanye sampled. He sampled from one of Quincy Jones's songs. And Pretty Young Thing, which we played earlier in the show, also was produced by Quincy Jones. He had his mark on a lot of stuff. I remember he didn't only do music, he was the guy behind the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, okay? So if you look at Quincy Jones, he made a remarkable mark in the music and movie scene. Now, again, we have an amazing show for you guys to look forward to. We do have our guests in studio as we talk about your child and keeping them safe during these holidays. Again, remember, we have our event 9th to 10th November at the Carnival Gardens. That is a kiddie cultural festival where we come to celebrate culture and diversity. But not only that, we'll get to get a little bit of education during that day. We're going to be having hospitals there, we're going to be having insurance companies there to get the best way to take care of your family. But it's not only for the kids, it's a family fun day. So there are activities where you as a parent can get involved in, whether it's crafts, bring back the child in you. The bouncy castle, I just got informed that it is 45 meters long. Okay, it is, meaning in simple math, it is very long. Okay, so there are very many obstacle courses that you as a parent and your child can get together and do together. I am absolutely amazed by what's being put together for this event because it is focused on the family. So again, get your tickets, kenyabuzz.com. Remember, we're going to be with Sustainability Connect as we plant trees. Wanjira is coming right after this to explain to you what is going to be going down during that event in her section of sustainability, but also her own event that's coming up on the 28th of October. I mean, not October, November. Why am I still back? It is in November. Now, before we usher in our guests, we have to at least, see what's mostly on the headlines this morning. I know you guys are talking about that guy in Guinea. Yes, I know it is trending. People are there, just amazed. First of all, I don't know how guys are getting their hands on the videos. What? What Kenyans? How are you getting the hands on the on the videos? So for those who don't know what's going on, yeah, there's a guy in Equatorial Guinea who's said to have had relations with about 400 women, some of who made up the staff of where he worked because he worked in Gava, and not only that, also belonged to his bosses, um, the wives who even belonged to his brother and his uncle were all involved in it, and he taped the entire thing. Like, he had files and files and files of his relations being taped. So now videos have been taken yesterday of now the women being sacked. Like, the humiliation was a lot. So he claims there was consent when he was taping, but the shock on the women's faces, some probably didn't know. So a lot of women are waking up jobless today, but of course, it's giving us a fodder for gossip, aka Gonya. Now, let's take a look at the papers this morning, the headlines, quick, fast. Let's start with the Nation newspaper. Of course, it's all about the elections this morning. Election Day, America's choice. Now, this is historic. It's started as a showdown between incumbent Joe Biden and the man he had dislodged from the White House after 4 years, Donald Trump. But towards the tail end of the divisive campaign, the contest had yet another sudden twist. President Biden, heavily criticized for a series of missteps and cast doubt on his sustainability or his suitability rather for the top job, gave up his re-election quest. It was left to Vice President Kamala Harris to carry the Democratic torch against the powerful Republican candidate, culminating in the dramatic outcome in one of America's most consequential elections. Now, people are having watch parties for these particular elections. Everybody's watching to see if we'll have the first American female president, or we will have the first criminally indicted president in America. It's got to be history in the making, nonetheless. Of course, with that being said, we move on to the standard, where we have abductions, interior police on the spot. Now, there's accountability being asked for. Two government right watchdogs want MPs to sanction the Interior Cabinet Secretary and the Inspector General of Police over police misconduct during anti-tax demonstrations, even as legislators demand answers on abductions, extrajudicial killings, and results of KNHCR and IPOA probe. That's on page 8. And then we also have Kamala versus Trump. Who will it be? They call it the day of reckoning. Now, Americans went to the polls yesterday in an extraordinary U.S. presidential race, the tightest and most volatile White House contest in modern times, and which will either make Kamala Harris the first woman president or hand Donald Trump a comeback that sends shockwaves around the world. That's page 2 and 3 of the standard. We also have the People Daily as the last headlines we're looking at this morning. We still have the elections taking the forefront right now. Everybody's waiting to see who exactly is carrying the day. Okay. Now, of course, I'd like to hear from you guys on +254-788-380030. Who do you want to carry the day? Me, I have my opinion, okay? On so many different levels. I know it will shock many, so let me just keep it to myself. But yes, I have my person. It's shocking even myself. But yes, this is how I'd like it to go. But I'd love to hear from you guys. +254-788-380030. How would you like this election to go? Now, again, on the People Daily, we have how Ruto police crushed Gen Zs. That's faced with an existential political threat by brave youngsters demanding good governance. State deployed dark arts, including abductors, extrajudicial killers. This again is given to the report that was just given by the Human Rights Commission and Police Oversight Agency, releasing damning reports. That's on page 4. You can read in regards to that. Page 16 reads, limit children's screen time to just 2 hours. What are we gonna do with our kids this long holiday? There are so many people giving their insights in that, so you can watch it. Look at that on page 16 of the People Daily. Page 17, inside state scheme to introduce finance bill terrain. And on page 23, we have, will voters make Kamala the first woman to lead U.S. or return former President Trump to power? Either way, it's going to be a historic time for the world, all right? Leave alone the states, all right? Let's go back into the music and usher in our guest from Gertrude's Hospital. Keep it right here on The Breakfast Jam.
Joanna, your busy body busy tonight. Mad. Joanna, making on the dummy tonight. Joanna, your busy body giving me life, oh, hey life, hey. Why you do me like Joanna, Joanna? Why you do me like hey, Joanna, Joanna? How you gonna do me like Joanna, Joanna? Hey Joanna, Joanna, Joanna? Ay. Hey, Drogba, ho, Drogba, ho. How you gonna do me like Drogba, ho, Drogba, ho? Oh, DJ Drogba, ho, Drogba, ho. DJ Drogba, ho, Drogba, ho. Joanna, your busy body, busy tonight. Mad. Joanna, making all the dummy tonight. Joanna, your busy body giving me life, oh, hey life, hey. How you do me like Joanna, Joanna? How you do me like Joanna, Joanna? How you gonna do me like Joanna, Joanna? Hey Joanna, Joanna. Joanna, why you do me just like that? I go give you all my loving. Love me too, I love you back. Joanna, you be the man, them sugar. Oh, hey. Give me your goodie bag, I want your goodie bag, baby. Give me your goodie bag, I want your goodie bag, baby. Big package, hey. How do I manage? Hey, you gon' make me turn savage. Hey, body cause damage. Hey, Joanna, Joanna. How you do me like Joanna, Joanna? How you gonna do me like Joanna, Joanna? Hey Joanna, Joanna. Ay. Hey, how you gonna play me like Drogba, ho, Drogba, ho? How you gonna do me like Drogba, ho, Drogba, ho? Oh, DJ Drogba, ho, Drogba, ho. DJ Drogba, ho, Drogba, ho. Give it to them, it's up. Give it to them, give it to them, give it to them.
Yes. Then I was just my side is nothing to
My country people, yes, them go talk, yeah, them just the parambulates, so story heavy, oh. Never no bring light, oh. Generator whatever, yeah. Oh. Plenty greedy man for there, oh yeah. Take a project, oh. Forget it, I do it, man, oh. Forget about the big things, oh. Say make we talk about the small things, oh. Forget about the big things, so say make we talk about the small things, so yeah.
Karibu.
Babu, mimi nimetoka huko mjini, nimekuja hapa kidogo, kuna matatizo. Kuna binti mmoja anatafuta.
Hebu niangalie mkono wako. Hebu tuangalie mkono wako.
Changare, 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 changare.
upitapo yani nyuma lawama. Sijiwezi mtoto wa kitanga, kwako taabani nishabwaga manyanga. Itawe umeumbika mama, kila upitapo yani nyuma lawama. Sijiwezi mtoto wa kitanga, kwako taabani. Anita, nakuita Anita wangu, lelelelelele, sukuma sukuma ili siku ziende, rudi nyumbani, ishi pamoja.
was the last time you heard that song? That was Anita with Matonya, of course, produced by the one and only Manduku Digi. I see he's over here parambilating Uko in Dubai. I'm like wondering, what are you doing there? Can you come back to Kenya and give us more great music, Ambrose? But yes, it's always good to go back into the days when we used to jam. Yani, I'm not even trying to show my age, but yes, trying to go back into those days. This is a breakfast jam with Myra and Maloba. Remember, this Thursday, it's all about, not Thursday, this Saturday and Sunday. It's all about the kids representing for Kiddie Karaoke, but we'll be having the Kiddie Cultural Festival, of course, with the Somali media, and the carnival, and of course, Kiddie Karaoke. We're going to be celebrating diversity, but what I love about this event is the people who are coming on to create that edutainment aspect of it and just get kids in the know of how best to take care of themselves, get parents in the know, and as a result of that, we have Gertrude's Hospital represented in studio, Dr. Cleopas. Karibu sana.
Santi.
Thank you so much for being here today, for waking up so early. I know, but I know you guys wake up early. Those rounds.
We don't sleep.
You don't sleep, Pavana. You guys are always with us in hospital. But yes, thank you so much for waking up early and being with us here
Sure.
at Icon Radio. It's such an honor to have you in studio with us.
Thank you.
Now, of course, I have your bio, but you best introduce yourself, please. Let the people know who you are and what you do.
Okay. So thank you so much for having me. My name is Dr. Cleopas Mutua. You can call me Dr. Cleo. That works well with the kids.
Nice.
I am a kids doctor. I
Okay.
treat children for maybe slightly over 10 years now. I have been treating children in different kind of specialities.
Yes.
I am specifically interested in the critically ill children, like the ones who are needing support, critical care, and all that. But yeah, I spend my days not just with kids, treating kids of all kinds of, in all kinds of situations. Yeah, yeah. Basically, that's it. about
It's
me. Yeah.
it's interesting seeing your logo. We saw it all around us when we were there a few weeks ago.
Hope it doesn't give you some pressure and stress.
A bit, but I'm not gonna lay that on you right now. You're not my therapist. I'm not crappy. I'm like we went through. Anyway, no, I'm not gonna go through that. No, but
Alright.
it's also it's a calming feeling because of you
Yeah.
and people like you. My child was able to walk through a treacherous situation, but come out
Yeah.
winning. He's out there.
Yeah.
He's playing. He's doing what he does best.
Wow.
So we can never take doctors like you for granted.
Wow,
You are doing
wow.
the Lord's work.
Oh, wow,
okay.
That's comforting and
Very
to
much
hear,
so.
yeah.
It's amazing to have people who understand
Yeah.
children. What got you into now having a concentration not only in medicine but for
like
children?
pediatrics. I when I was in medicine, once you finish your first degree, you are posted somewhere. I was posted in a hospital in Kitui.
Oh, wow.
At that time, it was Kitui District Hospital.
Mhm.
And when I went there, I found that the hospital didn't have any children's care. There was no newborn unit. There was no incubator.
Mhm.
There was basically no pediatric. The pediatric ward, there were only 3 doctors. I was the 4th doctor to be posted there. That's just like
Wow.
straight from school.
Wow.
They never used really to go to the pediatric ward. So the ward was run by nurses who just had some experience. There was no protocol. There was no order.
Right.
Pediatrics is about order and protocol, so that it's easy to diagnose things. So I was like, why can't I just fill in this gap, take care of the kids, see what I can do? I didn't have any training per se in pediatrics,
Right.
but I got in there. We started setting some order. I got the mechanics, the guys in the store to prepare one of the incubators,
Oh, wow.
because we had a vibrant maternity. But then if a child is born with underweight, low birth weight, nothing would be done to them. And that's how I entered that space. I created some order. Then I stayed for like a year. Then I got called by Gertrude's. I joined Gertrude's thereafter, and that's how I stayed in the pediatric space.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
First of all, you kind of like pioneered an entire
Yeah,
section.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That is
Absolutely.
amazing. How was it for you, especially in that experience of setting up the incubators, literally just guiding everyone in what to do. Did you know what you're doing? Was there any imposter syndrome going on? Like that was a lot to do.
Yeah, it was. I felt like I had come from a hospital which was very big on the neonatal care,
Yeah.
where I was doing my internship.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of shock for me to find that a place has such a big maternity,
Yeah.
and the neonates have got no one to take care of them.
Mm.
But thankfully, we had a good team, and we were able to at least, grab we did land grabbing. We grabbed a room,
Land grabbing.
land grabbing,
Yeah.
and yeah, it gave me a good feeling.
Yeah.
And actually, right now, I went back there. I found that they have like a whole story building, which is designated for the pediatric unit there. So
Yeah.
it's really gives me pleasure to know that kids there, just like where I am now, we have like state of the art care. Kids there are also able to get the same kind of care, in a remote area.
Right. First of all, big up to Kitui. My mom is from the side, so it's good to hear at least there is a unit.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
that can take care of kids who are going to, who are have to be subjected to NICU and such.
yeah.
Now, following now your journey of pediatrics,
Yes.
how did you end up now at Gertrude's? Just newly setting up and then getting into one of the biggest children's hospitals. in the
Yeah,
country.
I came to Nairobi to Gertrude's because I think either they advertised or I was keen from the word go. I was keen to join pediatrics because when I was born, my mom says that I was born underweight,
Right.
and all the time I was growing up, I was told stories of being in the NICU. I was told stories
Yeah.
of isolation for infections. My mom came up with her survival tactics. She said how people who had things like diarrhea were mixed together and
Oh
they
my God.
eventually died, and she would pray, that her baby doesn't get such a thing. So I grew up with this story. So when I end up in medical school, I knew I wanted to be in the pediatric space.
Yes.
So no sooner had we finished setting up this thing in Kitui, I sort of looked for space in Gertrude's because I felt I knew that Gertrude's was the place for somebody who wanted to pursue pediatrics and
Yeah.
neonatology and all that. And that's how I ended up in Gertrude's for some interview. I joined, and that's how I ended up here.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now going into aspects of your work, what are some of the ailments, injuries, accidents that are expected during this time? Because
Yeah.
first of all, the biggest contention with parents, the holiday is too long.
2 months. 2 months plus.
Like, what are we going to do? First of all, we have two boys, okay?
Two
Then you're seeing the
boys.
bills racking up.
Yeah.
And then I'm seeing the injuries.
Yes.
I am seeing the amount of times we're going to be called home because they're
Yes.
boo-boos.
Yes.
How best do we, first of all, what are the ailments
Yeah.
that we look out for? Because just for us who went through Kawasaki, what we thought would be a 3-day fever
Yeah.
turned into a 2-3 week ordeal.
Yeah.
So what would you describe that parents should look out for?
Yeah, I think you've mentioned the word injuries because
Mhm.
kids are home
Mhm.
and they are very adventurous.
Yes.
So one of the things that you're going to expect is there are going to be injuries, especially from outdoor activities.
Yeah.
Children are going to be involved in a lot of these activities. They are going to be involved in things like football, basketball, netball, handball, all kinds of sports.
Yeah.
And you can expect all kinds of injuries from the kind of sports that these people are involved in.
Mhm.
Talk of things like sprains,
Yes.
those joint pains, up to serious things like fractures where bones are broken.
Right.
So you expect this kind of injuries is a big thing, especially from sports.
Yeah.
Right now, cycling is a big thing,
Yes.
especially in pediatrics. Children like to cycle.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody here and most of the people listening, they have several bicycles in their parking.
Yes.
So you expect those kind of ailments involving injuries.
Right.
Talking of injuries, also it's good to note that the ones that are coming from cycling now can be serious. Because people are going for cycling in places like Karura.
Right.
And, you can get head injuries. Head injury meaning that there is a bang on the head with some symptoms. Like they have loss of consciousness, convulsions, and pretty bad ones, which are leading people to be admitted again now in critical care.
Yeah.
So those are some of the injuries that you expect. Moving on, you can expect to find some of the accidents happening, like falls from heights.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
It is.
Because the way our residentials are set up, we have
Yes.
very high buildings,
Mm.
and the children are not sometimes well trained or protected, so you find people falling from first floor, but also you can get a child falling from high floor, sixth floor, seventh floor.
Yeah.
And I used to joke that when people in the outpatient department are free on holidays, the people who are in critical care like ICU are now fully booked
Wow.
because of such kind of. So falls from heights are a real issue. You'll expect things like water related injuries, because now we are going to be having kids are also adventurous, and they are going to be going out for activities, swimming, because now they have time.
Right.
So drowning or near drowning episodes are also common, and that's why the critical side of our hospital is going to be a bit more busy. Hope now, after listening to this, we will not be busy because we will get people the right information, and we will talk about what to do to mitigate these issues. And also in that category is also sunburns, because now we are going to have people out in the sun. You get into the water, you get out. It's very hot, so people get sunburns or heat stroke. Nairobi also has been quite hot of late, and it's going to get hotter. It's predicted that by the time it reaches January, before they go back to school, it will be much hotter. So sunburns are also possible injuries and ailments in this period.
Right, and they have long-term effects.
And of course, they have long-term effects. Talking about things like even the UV exposure can also lead to cancer and all that. Then we have to look at things like road traffic accidents. Remember, during this time, it's when there is a lot of traveling from different places, and also the Nairobi setup is everybody knows Nairobi. We have matatus, matatus and boda bodas. Those ones are kind of, not all of them, but them, they can be a bit reckless and unpredictable. So we get these kind of accidents where kids have been hit by matatus, boda bodas. And of course, kids, generally in our Kenyan culture, when kids are in a matatu, nobody puts for them the safety belt, So the first person to fly out or to get the bad kind of injury is the child, because most of the time the kid is standing or sitting on a lap, someone's lap, So that's also something that we'll also be on the lookout. And while talking about road traffic accidents, school transport, we have seen it. We have seen it. We have seen all school buses, we get very bad head injuries. When I say head injury, I mean someone has is unconscious, is in coma, needs head surgery, and then the other thing is we also expect that there will be dehydration because of this heat related thing. Things like infections during the holidays. Generally, the infection rate goes down because children are not in school, they are not interacting. But then there's usually a rise in some of the infections. For example, the food-related infections, because we are in Kenya. We have street food. Out here, when I was coming in, I was tempted to pass by a chapati or something like that. But you don't know how the preparation is. You don't know whether the person who is preparing it has been actually checked. Maybe they're even a carrier. So we'll get things like diarrhea, vomiting, our common infections, viral infections, rotavirus, adenovirus, but also the weird ones like amoeba. Someone is a carrier of amoeba. They are the ones who are preparing the chapati or the rice that you are taking, or our favorite here, the roast. The roast maize on the roadside. And kids are quite, they are quite adventurous. They are likely, because they are home. They are walking around. They are not staying in the house. So those are things that are also possible.
Sorry, so somebody can be a carrier of amoeba in their hands?
I mean, you can be. I mean,
and then just like fruits and I didn't know it's something that you can actually have on your hands.
I mean, if you don't wash your hands.
Oh my word.
If you don't clean your hands, and we don't know.
We are walking hazards.
We don't. Absolutely, we don't know who is handling the food. We don't know whether they are also typhoid. There are all kinds of things.
Right.
We have had these outbreaks of even
Mm.
cholera, and these things affect kids as well. Yeah. Then the other thing also to look at is some of the infections like
Yeah.
chest infections. Because of the way the holidays are, we are going to have a lot of gatherings coming
Mm.
together.
Mhm.
Some of the very small children, 2 days, 3 days, under 6 months, 1 year, they end up getting what we call a community acquired stuff.
Right.
Someone has some bacteria, someone has some virus. They come, they interact with the children, they are talking, they are coughing, the cough etiquette
Mhm.
not so good, they are not cleaning their hands. Then the children end up getting some of these very minor, yes, infections, common colds, because of the crowding,
Right.
but also which can escalate to be very serious, like needing like support for breathing because of just those kind of exposures. So those are things that are possible, and also bad infections like tuberculosis, because it's crowding. Matatus are going to be crowded,
Right.
churches are going to be crowded.
Yeah.
Let me not say that.
Please,
but
no. Please, yes.
Then the other thing to think about is also skin infections. They
Yeah.
get a lot of scratches.
Yes.
We don't know how the cleaning is.
Yeah.
So those are possible things.
Mm.
I have to mention before I stop, because there are so many of them.
No, please, please. It's very educative. Please go ahead.
That there are mental and stress related issues,
Right.
especially kids. We are talking about the small ones,
Mhm.
but also stretching it to reach the teenagers.
Mhm.
During the holiday time, there's
Mhm.
no structure. I see it even in my kids.
Right.
During the school time, they wake up, pop, go to school. It's quite structured. This one, they are just there. They sleep
Right.
up to whatever time they want. They wake up, they don't know what to do. They are confused and they get bored.
Mm.
So when they get bored, they might start getting a bit of mental issues. They start getting stressed.
Mhm.
They start, getting pressure. And now we have the pressure of social media. Where
Right.
teenagers, I'm talking up to 19.
Mm.
So social media is pressuring you to have an account, to post the the not so ideal side of your life, and maybe
Right.
that's not available to you. So it gives them pressure, and that exposure also exposes them to some not so good behaviors, like the use of drugs.
Right.
Other things are possible, alcohol, and what goes with those kind of things. You also have to imagine that sexual activities are possible.
Right.
So when we talk about these holiday illnesses, we can stretch it, and when we are stretching it, we are not coming up with things which don't exist. These are things that are happening. Yeah.
Do we also add nutrition diet to that?
Absolutely.
Because we are a society who have now 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs nowadays.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for a lot of us, a lot of homes,
Yeah.
the kids are being raised by the nannies. So
Mhm.
sometimes they won't give the vegetables, they won't give the
Yes.
fruits.
Yeah.
Poor diet is that
Yes.
also a danger?
Yes,
for-
it is. Yes, it is. Especially during the holidays, during school time, it is again structured. It's very easy, breakfast. During the holidays, you wake up, you eat what you want, and then in between, even if you are given what you are eating, in between the kids are out there.
Mhm.
They can buy, and what we are emphasizing is that the need for proper nutrition guidance, so that they are getting the balanced diet. There's a lot of there's an increase in the processed foods, carbonated drinks,
Right.
which are of course not good for the children's health in all aspects. I mean, the energy levels, this will affect their moods
Right.
and also cause other issues. I mean, the teeth. One of the biggest problems is that the routine for tooth care is abandoned in holidays.
Right.
Because you wake up in the morning, before you go to school, you do what? Brush your
Brush your
teeth.
teeth.
But what do you do when you wake up at midday? Do you remember?
Mm-mm.
You are unlikely. So by the time you go back to school, you've been having these high energy things. They are creating carries on you, and we are having them taking all these kind of drinks. The kids are getting what you call gastritis, like this pain in the the stomach.
Yeah.
Earlier on in the life than expected.
Mm.
So again, the nutrition part of it is very, 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 very key. I'm hoping there'll be a time to discuss what to do to
Of course.
for these issues. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So let's take a small break because you mentioned all the things to. I think is there anything we haven't touched on? I think you've exhausted them nicely.
We've said many
So
things.
you've mentioned all the things that we should look out for.
Yeah.
Now I'd like when we come back to look at now how best to manage. We can't, of course, get rid of them altogether. How best to manage these situations.
Sure.
Again, if guys have any questions this morning, hit us up on +254 788 380030 or in the comment section on our YouTube channel. Okay, we are here on the Breakfast Jam.
Ring ring napigiwa simu ton. Niko zangu kapadona na machis tunachoma. Nasogea pembeni niweze kuipokea. Kumbe ngwea yes, bwana inakwaje mtu mzima.
Kimya kimya Njombezi kwa kina mima. Kuna bonge la pati mazela. Kimya kimya mashauri wamedondoka toka state. Kavipi usiage mtu wechomoka.
Okay, haina noma siagi mtu nachomoka. Ngoja kwanza nende home nikachange. Nipe dakika 20 mwendo taxi. Niambie mko pande gani vipi nyasi tutachoma.
Jeshimjo tutachoma kimya kimya. We msomeshe kapachino kwenye kona. Akupe kitu cha Arusha. Minacho cha Dodoma sisa kutoka Blink to Overcome nisoma.
Heshim tayari nimeona. Wapi mudumu kesto. Kweli nimeamini kweli nipate. Grassi zote wani bila mlio cheers.
Mima kanistua amesha andaa dina. Kavipi tunzetu juu tukabonye. Kisha ndio kwenye sami tukamoke kia ina. Pembeni taikuni ali yani shalo tina.
Kama unataka kucheza basi cheza kimya kimya. Kama kupiga mitungi basi piga kimya kimya. Kuna demo memzimia poa mfate kimya kimya. Ili nipate kimya kimya. Kila kitu kimya kimya. Taratibu cheza kimya kimya. Mbona unari cheza kimya kimya. Kama kinywaji kimesha basi agiza kimya kimya. Kila kitu kimya kimya. Hii nipate kimya kimya. Yeah, ndani matawi ya juu kama juu. Brother man sister do mikono juu. Mawazo na cowboy wa East Zoo. Kabla hujatingisha kwanza sema kimya kimya.
Ni nani anapiga honi siange paki. Mwambie ashekelele nimesema mtu mzima. Hapa ni iwe Lex au Lima mbona. Huwa wasemi watapamba nazima.
Chini juu, mziki full. Tufanye nini kitachoenda na mood. Kuna dem na mind kwenda kumood. Wapi stiki nende kacheze na pool.
Ila usimpe chungi sana mpaka kazima. Ukiona naanza kulembua tu ili unapima ili uweze tambua kanibwa ukisima na kama imekaa pina limi.
Kama vipi mwombe ki mtoto nina. Hamna chumba cha wageni au so. Demo anasikilizia mimi yani poa. Mwana chemba si unaona muda sha unayoyoma.
Usiwe na pressure yo tumalize. Wala usimwambie kitu chill naye kimya kimya. Dem kadai so usikonde mtu mzima. Kavipi twende tumwage tutambaye.
Kama unataka kucheza basi cheza kimya kimya. Kama kupiga mitungi basi piga kimya kimya. Kuna demo memzimia poa mfate kimya kimya. Ili nipate kimya kimya. Kila kitu kimya kimya. Taratibu cheza kimya kimya. Mbona unari cheza kimya kimya. Kama kinywaji kimesha basi agiza kimya kimya. Kila kitu kimya kimya. Hii nipate kimya kimya.
Speedy 120 yani sha. Pini zinaongozana mbele Benz nyuma bima watu wanapambia. Mpaka chumvini wanazama ile. Breaking my holiday ina.
Kavipi tumeshafika pa Kigari. Ngoja mimi nikacheki room.
Sit up wait kwenye gari kimya kimya.
Nisharipia room kama vipi wewe zama. Yeyote akikuuliza wewe mzuge nimezima.
Okay posipo ni kutojwende sha. Si unajiwele kichina.
Poa mtu mzima. Kama unataka kucheza basi cheza kimya kimya. Kama kupiga mitungi basi piga kimya kimya. Kuna demo memzimia poa mfate kimya kimya. Ili nipate kimya kimya. Kila kitu kimya kimya. Taratibu cheza kimya kimya. Mbona unari cheza kimya kimya. Kama kinywaji kimesha basi agiza kimya kimya. Kila kitu kimya kimya. Hii nipate kimya kimya.
since you won't let me buy you the expensive ring or get your numbers, why don't you join us at that happening spot in Sunset?
So, is he coming?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna be the club leader.
Okay.
So we'll see you later.
You're so easy to love. Why one more time? You're so easy to love. Oh, one more time. You're so easy to love. One more time. You're so easy to love. Oh, one more time. You're so easy to love. You're so easy to love. He's my African He's my African Now that's a You're so easy to love. You're so easy to You're so easy to You're so easy to
The Breakfast Jam with Myra Maloba.
It is a breakfast jam, and we're talking about various ways. Hey, we get palpitations while we are with our children. I was saying, I can't wait for us to get my kids to get 10 years. But now, after the conversations, please just turn 18 and leave and go. Leave the house and live your own life because it is a lot. But I'm so grateful for the Cat Truth Hospital availing their time, and specifically Dr. Cleopas Mutua for being here with us
Yeah, sure.
and just telling us the million ways in which we need to look out for our children.
Yeah.
It has been quite insightful so far. And of course, there are things we never just look at, like including buckling up, not only
Yes.
in matatus,
Yeah.
also in the cabs, you
Of
know.
course.
It's like for me with my kids a ritual. You sit in the cab, you want to sit by yourself, buckle up, okay? And you know, like even things like baby seats, car seats are not
Car
taken
seats,
seriously
yes, they're
in
not.
Kenya.
Yeah, they're not.
In
they're
the States, you
not.
can't drive around without a car seat.
Mhm.
How important are car seats?
Yeah, I mean it's all about the safety of everybody,
Right,
and for some reason we tend to ignore our babies because they are like
yes,
not part of the community.
right,
It's like they are like small. We say kids are not small adults.
yes,
They are individuals.
yes.
Like they don't have a half a heart, a half a brain. You know.
Mm,
So it's important to the way you sit in the car, you buckle up. You know, when you're driving, the car thing keeps alarming.
Yep.
Then you put an alarm in your head. Once the kids are in the car, then your head should be alarming because
right,
because once you get this kind of accident, then it's the ones people are not buckled up
right,
are the ones are going to be affected.
exactly.
Yeah. So it's quite important to have that. Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
So we have people who are tuned in in the comment section. Thank you so much, guys, who are tuned in this morning. Miriam Mutonga says, lining a lot. Thank you, Miriam. Emmanuel says, how do we deal with these constant flus?
Yeah, that's a good question. The constant flus are actually constant, and we need to know how to deal with them. One of the things that we need to do to deal with them is from a prevention point of view.
Yeah.
How we can prevent these flus from happening.
Right.
And the first thing is to prevent by using the vaccination, where the kids are getting these vaccinations every year. We have the yearly vaccine for the flu, and that helps to prevent the episodes and the seriousness, and also the ability of that child who is vaccinated to spread the flu to another person.
Yeah.
And hence you get like sort of a herd immunity, like everybody in a school is vaccinated,
Right.
then it will be difficult even if there was one person there who is not vaccinated to get that flu. So the vaccination is very important, and we at Gatris we offer it.
Yes.
It's accessible in all our branches.
Mm.
Then the other thing from prevention point of view is just the hygiene. Remember during the COVID time, we were not having people with this kind of infections as much because people are washing their hands, sanitizing, and also the etiquette, the cough etiquette. You know, we should teach our children, you know, when you're coughing, you
dab into your shoulder.
So that, you know, and if someone has a flu, then, you know, let them stay home.
Yes.
Yeah, and then dealing with it in terms of now the care at home, rehydration, home remedies, taking care of the symptoms, and if need be now you come to us, then we can take it up from there.
Right.
Yeah.
We try to avoid coming to you. Please, parents, if you try to avoid, just do the things that you like you're saying during COVID.
Yes.
Those are some of the best. In fact, some of the best practices are when you have your newborn.
Yes.
And when it happened during COVID.
Yes.
Or you have somebody who's quite ill. But it's something that we should carry with us.
Yeah, we should for everybody, for even the older kids. Just keep your hands clean.
Yes.
Keep your hands clean all the time. Sanitize visitors when you come to the home. Before you pick up that baby, it's tempting, yes, but before you do it, grab the sanitizer.
Speaking of the COVID etiquette, shaking hands. By the time I'm shaking somebody's hand, I usually look at it because it was COVID. What are the rules now? Because of course, guys think although COVID is not completely gone.
Yeah.
How do we, you know? Do we still need to carry our sanitizers, right?
Yeah, I mean we are Kenyans. We are social beings.
Okay.
We will shake your hand.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right.
But then it's good practice to have some kind of a sanitizer with you.
Yes.
Maybe in the car. After you've done all these things, you've been shopping, you've been with friends, you know, before you start your journey, just do your little thing, sanitize. Everybody gets sanitized.
Yeah.
And also where possible, where there are water points, just, you know, clean your hands. And also just put these things, you know, in the offices, everywhere. Just keep them going. Some sanitizer near, you know, because you don't know what they have. Like I was saying, that there's a notorious infection in children. We call it, leave COVID alone. We call it RSV. It's a virus that affects small babies, especially those ones under 6 months.
RSV.
Yeah, it is a community-acquired infection.
Okay.
It doesn't have a particular approved vaccine.
Okay.
It doesn't. It causes chaos in the child. It causes so bad blockage.
Oh wow.
Increased lack of breathing. The kid cannot breathe. So they end up getting the supportive care, which includes ICU, support with oxygen. So, and this is community acquired. It's with people. So it's very important for us to keep our hands clean and then just maintain our etiquette. You know.
Right.
I mean, we are not saying you don't go greet, don't say hi, don't hug, but just be, you know, careful. If you have a flu, you have a flu, keep to yourself. Don't greet people. Maybe you just fist bump them. It's also working nowadays. Most of the kids like fist bumping us.
Yes.
We like it.
Yes.
We also like it because it makes them relax in our presence.
Yes.
But those are some of the things we can do, especially around the flus and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and stop kissing people's children. I think that's a practice I need to just stop. I know they're cute and they're cuddly.
Please.
But please stop kissing people's children.
Yeah. And also stop kissing your own children.
Right.
Because imagine, 1 day old and I'm kissing them. What am I introducing to them? You never know.
Oh wow.
You never know.
Hey, that is another problem. I think I just needed the cosign from you. And then now we can move on from there. Speaking of flus, we have another question from Mia Mutonga. I hope you're okay with taking questions right now.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem.
What boosters should we give the little ones during this hot season to avoid all these homers they keep getting?
Okay, the word boosters there is okay. Let's just say that you need to have the vaccines given, and it's given every year.
Yeah.
So the booster for the flu vaccine, it's given. First one is given at 6 months.
Yes.
Then a second one, booster now. The proper definition of booster is given at 7 months.
Yes.
So that one is important to ensure before the child starts having all these visitors coming in and all that. The boosters are already in, and then they are given once every year. But I have a feeling that question is also about whether there are any supplements that can be given, you know.
Yeah.
The first thing is to keep the child having a balanced diet,
Right.
where you have all the food groups and micronutrients in place. It's we know that they say an apple a day
Yes.
keeps
Keep
the
the
doctor
doctor
away, where the apple is representative of fruits,
Yes.
you know, fruits intake.
Yeah.
And that's really what we would recommend the child to be having enough of, you know, different kinds of fruits, whatever is available in our diets. You know, we have different kinds of diets depending on our, you know, cultures. If you're Indian, if you're, you know, you have different kind of fruits.
Yeah.
If you're Somali, but the fruits that are available in your diet, it's good to have them.
Mhm.
I also have a feeling that question is about some of the supplements available in our market.
Right.
I mean, it's common for us to have vitamin A rich and vitamin C rich supplements of all kinds. I mean, it's fine as long as, first of all, we have been able to encourage our children to take what is natural. Because again, remember, all these things have some kind of preservatives.
Yeah.
And these preservatives are also a catalyst for other problems.
Right.
You know, Nairobi has a high rate of constipation, for example. Almost every child who has tummy ache every day in, day out, is that they are not able to poop well.
Yeah.
Because of all this kind of diet, which has a lot of preservatives, the carbonated drinks and all that. But yes, I hope I've been able to answer that question from the real meaning of boosters to what I perceive to be the person asking might be wanting to know.
You have broken it down actually really well.
Yeah.
Just before I continue with the questions, we do have also tips for pediatric for a healthy school holiday.
Yes.
So of course, you know, physical activity is one of the other things.
Mhm.
But one of the things even I mentioned that is being talked about now even in the dailies is reducing screen time. What is the importance of that?
Yeah, I mean, screen time is a big thing because, first of all, my kids usually go to up country during the holidays. So I took them there this time round. There's no TV. So they were like, "Are you bringing the TV tomorrow?" I'm like, "How do you bring the TV? The TV, it's not just the TV.
Right.
The TV comes, it needs connection, it needs things, it needs subscription. It's not just the TV, please."
Right.
So the TV is a key thing now. All living rooms nowadays have a TV. But remember, the screen time is important to regulate because of several factors.
Right.
One is just we need kids to be physical activity. So we use this word with sedentary lifestyle. You know, drive, go to the office, get out with the lift, go down by lift, get into your car, go home. Nowadays we have the drive-through place where you just go sitting in your car, they bring you everything. And here in other countries there's even drive-through shopping through the supermarket. So you just pick and pick as you are sitting in your car. This TV is the representative of that for kids. They'll just sit, watch and eat, and watch and eat, and so you expect some health outcomes. They start gaining weight. Now we have our setup here is we have children who are a bit more overweight just because of the sedentary sort of lifestyle. Popcorn watching, and then the show, like the channels are endless. All kinds. You have, you know the brands. I wouldn't mention them. But that's one of the things. The other thing about screen time is to reduce screen time, especially for the very small. I do not forget the very small babies, like the young ones, like, you know, under 1 year. Exposure to screen time, a lot of screen time, then also predisposes them, makes them to be likely to get some of these diseases. Like now we have this increase in autism, a lot of autism cases nowadays. Because of why? Because we have TV is the apart from the house girl, and the house girl, the nanny, the caretaker. Once she's left in the house, she's supposed to take care of the baby. What does she do? Relegate that duty to the TV. So the baby is watching TV all the time. They don't have anyone to talk to. So the TV doesn't give a chance for the child. It doesn't give a chance for the child to talk, express, you know. So the child is just getting information and information and information and information. So by and by you find they are starting to get this kind of behavior, delayed speech, repetitive speech. Hi, how are you? How old are you? Because they just see what the TV is giving them. So we say for younger children, actually, like children under 1 year, no screen time. And when
None.
and screen time, I mean TV time,
Right.
iPad time, phone time. You know, the way you have screen is screen.
Yes.
Yeah, because most of the time we think it's the TV.
No,
In fact,
it's
nowadays
any
some
gadgets.
of the TVs are completely. There's a lot of gadgets in the house.
Yeah.
The nanny has a gadget. The older kid who is 14 has a gadget. In fact, two. The
Right.
iPhone, the iPad. So there is screen everywhere.
Yes.
So it's to really, really, really work on reducing. And for most of the other age groups, 1 hour. Accumulated 1 hour in a day, you're good to go. You can designate times when they can, watch their things, maybe on Saturday afternoon or something.
Right.
And this also includes things like PlayStation. It's also screen.
Right.
Yeah. So the screen time is very, very key from a psychological and developmental point of view, and also from now other health issues. Because when children are overweight, then now we start getting the lifestyle diseases. We have, if you are overweight when you are younger,
Yeah.
you are likely to be overweight when you are older. Then that goes with the other kind of complications: hypertension, diabetes, upper respiratory tract obstruction, adenoids, need for surgery, self-esteem. You see, if you are a bit bigger than expected when you are a teenager, they start having low self-esteem. Then you get the other problems, depression. So the screen time is something big. It should be a show on its own. Maybe
it should be, because you usually get these questions from other society. Can be harsh.
Yeah.
Kwa nini mtoto wako haongei? As in, it's tough, and you're over there with a 2-year-old who's not expressive. Yet another 1-year-old is
everything.
And they're from the village, and you're not understanding why it's not correlating.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. First of all, that 0 screen time below 1 year.
Yeah.
It's quite important. It's something that we don't know as ourselves. It's like throwing sweets at a child so that they can just keep quiet. You throw the screen at them at the same time so that you're able to continue with your work.
Yes.
But yeah, also finding that balance for a parent. How possible is it? Because again, it's quite hard. What would you advise?
Yeah, I mean, it is hard. It's hard because also you're not there. One of the things the parents do is they remove the TV from the room. They disconnect, especially when we tell them, now the child has a bit of developmental delay, and the issue is the TV. Everything, the cables, the screen, everything is removed out. And you will be amazed that people will still survive without the screens.
Right.
But then the other thing is also to find a substitute. Like, what we advocate for is to get picture books, toys, stuff like that. And then the caretaker is also trained to keep engaging the baby.
Right.
And of course, where possible, to find the balance, if the parents can also create time. Whenever you have time with the kids, also find a balance so that you are not a parent who is always on TikTok.
Right.
Your son is over there saying, "Mom, mom, mom." You are scrolling and scrolling, so that when you are home, you find time to engage.
Right.
Because some of the therapies for these things is what speech therapy, and speech therapy is just talking to them.
Yeah.
You talk to them, you get to hear what they have. So that balance has to really be found, and I think it is quite possible if we train the necessary people around the children. Yeah.
Now, there's one other aspect that is highly discussed, and we never know where to go. First aid training. Angel asks, is there any training in child safety for nannies?
Yes, there is.
First aid.
Yes, there is. Actually, there is one coming up, planned by Gertrude.
Okay.
I think I leave the HR guys and marketing to tell us the exact dates.
Okay.
But yes, we are setting up trainings for first aid because, again, like we are saying, we get these children coming to the critical care places. Yet, if something had been done earlier on, it would have helped. Yeah.
Right.
So they are available. I'm sure on the Gertrude's website there should be a training. I know there's one that's coming up.
Okay.
Where we are able to train the nannies, the caretakers, even mothers. I mean everybody, so that they have the knowledge for first aid. Yeah.
And for those who are not able to come for the training, how do we learn basic first aids?
Yeah, I mean basic first aid. It's a broad topic.
Yes.
I think there must be something that people can get online, but it depends on different situations.
Yeah.
And what you need to do at particular times. What we
because WebMD is confusing. So we're taking everything from the internet.
It's confusing. But we usually say in first aid is we take care of what kills fast.
Okay.
So like, for example, if someone is choking and they are not able to breathe, they are more likely to die from not able to breathe than even if they were choking and they had a cut. So before you go and take care of the cut that they have, first of all, we usually use the term, we say airway, A, B, C, D, E.
Yes.
A is airway. Airway is, are you breathing?
Yeah.
Is the child breathing?
Yeah.
If the child is not, if the child is choking or has a lot of this vomiting, it's blocking the mouth, the first thing you do before you do anything else, before you check whether the heart is beating, is you just wipe.
Right.
Wipe the mouth, clean the mouth, then check if the breathing, in the trainings you'll be able to be taught how to, just ensure that someone is breathing,
Right.
and then you can be given tips of how to help them to breathe.
Yes.
And eventually you get to know how to check if they have, but the other thing to do is also to have a way that a child can reach the hospital.
Right.
You see, sometimes we don't have a clear-cut way. Like the nanny, what does she do? If the child is choking, if the child is convulsing,
right,
she might know what to do there, but is there a clear-cut way? Is she going to be calling you when you're in a meeting and disconnecting? I'll call you back, Is there a way that she can take the child to hospital? Is there maybe a driver who is designated that she can call? Is there a vehicle, depending on where you are, but there's anything that can, take the child to the hospital?
Yeah.
And those are things that, the home should have. Because if there's no way, and medical bills, who's going to pay it? Where are the cards?
Right.
Who is, maybe now you've traveled, you are in Dubai, you are the only one who can authorize. So it's good to have these things set out so that it's clear,
right,
that when this child gets sick, we will do, this is where I'll go, it's what I will do. Yeah.
Quite interesting. The things to look at, especially how to get access to the cards, and leaving things like the insurance cards, leaving things like emergency numbers, to parents, to neighbors.
Yes,
that's the first step in basic first aid.
Absolutely.
Then now we come for the training.
Then you come for the training.
Then you come for the training.
You come for the training.
Now let's take one more question.
Yeah, sure.
Before we finish up, I wish we had more time. But we have Angel asking, my son has horrible eczema, especially with this heat. He's itching, especially at night.
Okay.
What do I do?
Okay. In this context of today, okay, I don't know what they're using right now. Eczema is a condition that doesn't have proper per se treatment. It is more of controlling.
Right.
Yeah. It's a skin condition. The control is in terms of what you are exposed to in terms of the skincare, and also most of the time the diet, and of course other environmental factors. So the first thing is to again prevent the flares from happening.
Yeah.
If she's able to tell what is a likely trigger, is it some kind of diet, is it milk, is it proteins, is it these preservatives in these foods, and also is it maybe the kind of soap or body oil that they are using. And then the other step now is to be able to take care of the symptoms. We have recommendations for particular kind of soaps, particular kinds of baby oils, and also like emollients. And we also have some medications to help with this itching, which we give, which are oral medications. I would just say that if we can have the child come to our clinic, we can assess and see where we are, and then now have a discussion, and also recommend whatever is likely, because this is likely to be a long-term issue that needs to be controlled properly. Right. Yeah.
Well, in other words, just go to the hospital and find out.
Yeah. You find
so you get the right recommendations.
Yes.
So what is the importance of seeking healthcare professional advice instead of over-the-counter medication? Because we have cried premium tears with the medicine we get sometimes.
I mean, it's important to get a doctor to see a child before. Of course, the over-the-counter medications have a certain place. If someone is having, you are at night, you are in a place, you're able to get some kind of paracetamol, it will be of a certain limited help. But then there are many factors that can make someone not to make us not to be very confident with this over-the-counter medication. One of the things is that when you see a doctor, you are able to get a holistic approach.
Right.
For example, say someone has fever and they have a red tongue,
Yeah.
you know, and they have a rash.
Right.
You see, the most likely thing you get from a chemist is something for fever, something for allergy,
Right.
and you go.
Yeah.
But when I see someone like that, fever 5 days, red, it's like a what do you say? I will be able to tell you, this is more than we are thinking.
Right.
We are thinking of something here with a Chinese name called Kawasaki. You see, it's impossible for anyone who doesn't have the clinical experience.
That's true.
Even normal, even some places they will never discover that. So that's the importance, so that you're able to get a holistic approach. The other thing is when we are giving medications, I said children are not small adults. So like you are getting 1 tablet of Panadol. What is the practice? For my child, then I cut the Panadol into half because it's a half a person. Give them half. In pediatrics, the dosages are calculated according to their weight because of the side effects of the medicine, so that we are careful. And then the other thing is, in the chemist you'll get some medicine that we don't really recommend because the person has not thought about the expected side effects. For example, Brufen is a common fever medicine, but do you know that Brufen causes what we call gastritis? So the child is having some problem of fever, but after 2-3 days now they are starting to have tummy ache, they are vomiting, they are likely to cause some of the medicines that you can get without taking a proper medical history. They can cause problems, like even Brufen itself, for example. People are asthmatic, it can cause an attack. Will the person in the over the counter ask what the child is suffering from? You just go there and say, my child has this and this and this. This one, you take. And then there are some medications that have also long-term effects, so that we have to monitor.
Right.
I do know nowadays the over-the-counter medications have improved. They have gone a notch higher. They put for you a line. They give some IV medications before checking the body function. Even simple things like some antibiotics. Before we give, we have to be sure that your kidney is able to handle it. Your liver is able to handle it. So the effects are just, we can't even exhaust. Then also you find some medicines, they sort of interact. So if I give you a certain medicine and another medicine, they can't work together, or the effect. Some children have like chronic diseases. For example, say they are using some medicines for epilepsy.
Right.
The person in the over the counter will not be asking those kind of questions. They will be just dishing out the medicine. So you are having this, you are well controlled. When the baby is given medicine over the counter, then you start seeing the effects of that medication. For like, for example, the epilepsy is now not working well, then the child is getting convulsions. They come to the hospital, we don't know what's happening. Why are you conversing? You've not conversed for 2 years. So this over the counter medication, it has to be said that it's not encouraged because of very, very, very many reasons. Yeah, and that's why we encourage you to see a doctor, so that we can examine, we can do lab works, we can, and most of the time we don't need to do all those things. We have the training and the experience to pick diagnosis. I usually say, when someone comes into my consultation room, within the first 2 minutes, I have decided. I know. It looks trivial, like, daktari umeniona tu, 1 second and you've decided. But it comes from a training, experience, continuous medical education, training other people, talking to parents. You pick it just like this.
Like, let me tell you, and also the aspect of, even if you don't know, you'll refer it to the next and the next and the next.
Absolutely.
It is so important. It was such a blessing for us, because the doctor who was there was like, okay, I probably don't know this, let me call Dr. Wino. Dr. Wino stood over there over my son like Superman and said, it's Kawasaki. I was like, what?
Superman.
He literally just stood there and he was like, it's Kawasaki. Me and my husband were looking at each other like,
what?
Wait, that's a motorcycle.
Exactly. What is that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I look at him like he was crazy, and he was like, I am telling you, it's Kawasaki. And indeed, that's what it was. And just by looking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking.
Absolutely.
And yes, I can't even stress the importance of going to the right doctor, especially children doctors.
The adults, it's up to them.
Yes. They are the ones who specialize in children.
Yes.
So that you can never spare any cost when it comes to your child.
Yes.
The rest will come later. In fact, I think even hospitals are making ways for you to even make plans. Even if you're in a bad place, they'll treat the child first.
Yes.
Which I love about healthcare nowadays.
Yeah.
Now, what are the benefits and importance of vaccination for children and adolescents during the school holiday season?
Oh yeah, it's important. Like we've mentioned, the kind of illnesses that we are expecting during this time of the holidays. So we look at it at let's say what vaccines can you get so that you prevent this kind of infections during the holidays.
Yeah.
And the first one that we have been talking about here all the time is the flu vaccine. So that to ensure that your child is vaccinated for the flu, gets the flu vaccination before they have these long breaks.
Yeah.
And I assure you, the traveling in Nairobi is crazy. I have seen children traveling to every country in the world. I have seen when they come back, they've come from Indonesia, Thailand, mention any country. So before these kind of things happen, because they are going to happen over the holidays, be ready, be prepared, get the flu vaccination. We've been talking about some of the diseases here. Cholera, we've spoken about typhoid.
Yeah.
We've spoken about pneumonia. All these infections are going to go up during the holidays because of the things that we discussed. One of the things that this is going to be helped with is to have the vaccinations done in preparation for the holidays. Of course, also how the vaccinations can help is that during the holidays, parents have a little bit, children have a little bit of more time. They can be able to visit the health facilities and get some of the catch-up vaccines, like the teenagers are supposed to get the HPV vaccine, you know about that?
Right, yes.
You got it sometime during holiday last year, they got to their exams, they have forgotten. This is the time to get an appointment and come and just do catch-up. What have you missed? HPV has not been given, let's do it. Are we getting a booster for this and that vaccine? Let's do it. So in terms of vaccines, look at it, do it early to prevent infections and all these kind of things during the holidays. But also remember, it is time to now plan for it, get the funds ready so that during this time before they go back to school, everything is sorted. Yeah.
In fact, there's a lot of misconception that vaccines end with children at 6 months,
1 year, 9 months.
That chart that we follow, that's where it ends. But it's a continuous.
It is.
Even when we were in high school, we were kept on meeting about hepatitis B.
Yes,
C,
hepatitis.
D. Getting the vaccines for those is quite important, especially for adolescents as well.
Yes.
As teenagers.
Yes.
What measures does Gertrude's Children's Hospital take in providing access to quality healthcare for children, especially during the holiday season?
Yeah.
And of course, where do we find Gertrude?
Yeah, thank you. That's a good question. Gertrude is where we say quality healthcare for children with 75 years experience. And we've been told that one of the partners here was treated and was admitted in Gertrude's when they were younger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was also treated in Gertrude's when I was in high school. And Gertrude's is doing a lot to ensure a presence so that it's accessible.
Right.
We have over 18 branches now, countrywide. We are offering quality healthcare we have a clinic in Mombasa. So during holidays, if someone has, an issue that need to be checked, our Gertrude's branch is very much open. In Mombasa, it's around Nyali area.
Okay.
Also in Kisumu, we have Gertrude's there. Again, with the competent pediatricians, my colleagues, my classmates also. They're also in Kisumu. And also we have a branch else. I think we have a branch in Meru. So we are spreading our wings across the country. Here in Nairobi, any estate that you walk into, go to Syokimau, Kitengela, where do you call it? Lavington, where I sit, Rongai, here Nairobi West, everywhere. We have a Gertrude's with specialists. By the way, we have specialist care.
Yes.
We have specialists. You can get an appointment for any kind of a specialist if you want. We have surgery. We have dental. By the way, we have dental in all these branches. And quality healthcare in terms of we have dermatologists, somebody asked about eczema.
Eczema,
So we
yeah.
have dermatologists, and we are going to be open even across this holiday season.
Amazing.
In fact, I was told by marketing that they have a bit more increased bookings
Ah,
during the
nice.
holidays.
Okay.
They have some offers. They are going to communicate so that people
nice.
can get access to this.
Please let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
And you're also going to be with us this weekend.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
At the festival, at the Kiddie Cultural Festival.
We are going to be
We're
there.
excited to have you guys there. The ambulances will be there.
We are going to be there.
I've been told there'll be testing that'll be happening for some of the vaccines that I need, especially the HPV. I was
Yes.
very excited to hear about that.
Mm.
And kids will get to be checked at least. for
Yes,
free.
absolutely.
And with free consultations.
Free consultation.
Hey!
Free consultation.
The one there is free. free. So this is the time to take advantage.
It is
2
the time.
days you guys will be
Yes.
available,
Yeah.
9th and 10th.
Yeah.
And we're so excited to have you guys on board.
Yeah.
For that, thank you for even just availing your services.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that also you're next to Carnival. The nearest Gertrude's is at Timon.
Timon,
So
yeah.
we don't even have to go too far.
No.
So that is indeed quality healthcare
Quality
for children.
healthcare.
And now it's also spreading into our events.
Absolutely.
So it's amazing to have you guys come on board for that.
Mm.
So again, 9th and 10th at the Carnival Gardens will be with Gertrude's for the Kiddie Cultural Festival. You've heard they're going to be having free clinics. The ambulances are going to be there as well. Free.
Yeah.
Free. Take advantage of the free aspects. And remember, tickets are going for 300 bob for children and 600 bob for adults on Kenya Bus. So get your tickets now and take advantage of these opportunities that are coming
Yes,
up.
of
Get to know
course.
about the day that we're going to be having the first aid. I'll be first in line
Yes.
for those first aid classes because Lord knows I need them as well.
Yeah, it's true.
Now, where do we find Gertrude's online? Are we able to get in touch? Also, is that because like you said, everything now is on the
Yeah,
phone?
it's online. Yes.
It's online.
Yeah. Gertrude is very much available online. We have a website which actually lists all the branches that we have and the contact number. And that number you can call to talk to a doctor through that number. We also have telemedicine, by the way. We also have telemedicine. We are building that where we are able to consult. We have a satellite clinic somewhere that does that. We have set it up. It's in a remote place somewhere in the Myra,
Okay.
where people are able to consult. And the pediatrician here, we are able to like see the child real time. We're able to listen to their heart and we're able to diagnose and then also just advise. But also we are also available on different social media platforms. I saw recently we are on TikTok, by the way.
Hey, really?
We are on
You
TikTok.
have joined
we
the
have
Gen Zs
Facebook.
and Alphas. Okay.
Because some of the mothers are Gen
On
Zs
TikTok,
on
I'm waiting to see
TikTok.
doctors start doing dance challenges. Dance challenges are my thing. I'm waiting to see you guys do dance challenges on TikTok.
Yeah, so we are there, and we also have a YouTube channel
Uh-huh.
and a Facebook channel
Awesome.
that you can reach us through,
Okay.
and we have a hotline. I mean, there's a hotline that you can call and get to talk to a doctor. All the branches. I usually take those
Awesome.
calls for my clinic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you're able to advise, and most of the places you have a resident pediatrician.
Yeah.
When you go there, get the personal number for the pediatrician.
Right.
We usually, I say, we bring up these children together because I have my
Mm.
kids, you have yours. You call. It's easy for you to just get an opinion. My child has this and this and this. What do you think? Before you go and get messed up somewhere, get the opinion of someone that you trust.
Yeah.
And we now we know what to do, what we can handle, over the phone.
Right.
And when we need to see you, we call you in, and then someone is keeping your record, someone is
Yeah.
able to remember what's happening to you.
Yeah.
So most of the places we have an available pediatrician who is not having a problem getting phone calls. Personally, I have 2 numbers. I have a number dedicated to my parents. Parents want to know, I'm sure they are watching. What's up? What can I do? So those are things. We are really trying to be as available as possible. Most of the things that affect children are things that are trivial.
Yeah.
But if mishandled, they become big things.
Yes.
Someone has flu, they just need to hydrate, not take any medications. 2 weeks old, they go to hospital, they are given some medications. The medications do what? Make it so difficult for them to breathe, end up in support and ICU and all that.
Mm.
Yeah, so our availability is quite there, and I hear now we have a full marketing department working hard to ensure that we are, because we offer the service and people don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing to hear first of all about the hotline and your number you might attend, but at least it's good to know that we're able to have you within reach. It's very reassuring.
Yeah.
Extremely reassuring. Where can people find you on socials personally?
On what?
On socials.
Oh,
if
like
they
me.
want to follow you. Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, I have a TikTok account. I think it's at Cleo Maureen. That's my TikTok account. On Facebook, it is Cleopas Mutua. I'm also available on Twitter also at Cleomut. Yeah, so you can follow and
awesome.
Yeah, so my handles.
All right. Big shout outs to the team at Gertrude's who are tuned in today. I've got listening to the show. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out before you leave?
Well, I don't have anyone in particular, but just my colleagues who we work with, nurses, the doctors there, the team that helps us to bring everything together.
Yeah.
And definitely I will give a shout out to my wife. I'm sure she's somewhere watching. And also my daughters, Amanda and Tendai. They're also somewhere watching and listening.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Big shout out to your team, and they're doing, like I said, you guys are doing the Lord's work. You're saving a lot of lives, and we are grateful for the work that you do. Thank you so much, Dr. Cleopas. Dr. Cleo. For being with us here on the Breakfast Jam. We're looking forward to interacting with you again this weekend at the Carnival for the Kiddie Cultural Festival. Guys, this has been the Breakfast Jam. Thanks so much for tuning in. For those who had questions and who still like to have questions, you can stream them in, send them out to us on +254 788 380030. Angel says tunaleta estate mzima, karibuni. Miriam says estate mzima tunakuja Carnival Gardens. Yes. Smithers 13 says to the Carnival this weekend. So wamesikia you're free. They have understood their assignment and they are coming in droves. So get ready.
Yes, we are ready. Yeah, ready.
Good. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here with us. We'll catch you again tomorrow. This has been the Breakfast Jam with Myra Maloba. Stand by for Sustainability Connect with Wanjira Maganjo.
Hi, this is Eric Wanaina. Keep it locked here on Icon Radio, your #1 entertainment plug.
The Breakfast Jam with Myra Maloba.
Attention, I got a few things to mention. This is for the nation, worldwide, and for every radio station. This is TKZ family, so let's get ready to rumble.
Sizo
isinakekele isihlale silele yeah njalo uphelele excess ichaba sichebe lihlokomele ekrilike tete ndimuhlala isheba ekiri kaikapaka eru narfita kata bakiri kaikapaka emfana kiona da.
Come on everybody, it's a fiasco. Ba 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 ra ba ba, ba 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 ra ba ba. Come on everybody, it's a fiasco. Ba 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 ra ba ba, ba 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 ra ba. Hey, ngithi shake inkolo sakho mzimba wakho wako and shake. God, hey, ngithi good. Come on, ngithi shake inkolo sakho mzimba wakho wako and shake. God, hey, ngithi good.
Shashisa mshumaye umeli athuze imeli enjabulo sizonqoba umeli ame ayimele shashisa mshumaye umeli athuze imela enjabulo sizonqoba umeli vele ayimele
Left, right, and center. Bahla abantwana bagezi. Esphethe team, esphethe scoop and shesha. Left, right, and center, and that's how we enter. If you not with us, then you not a member. Nithi shake isipino sakho mzimba wakho wako and God. Everything good. Nithi shake isipino sakho mzimba wakho wako and God. Everything good.
Stop, let me be your number one. It's a fiasco underneath the sun. Ricos and ricas, play your maracas. Let me be everything that you just wanted to be.
Everybody stop.
Let me be your number one. It's a fiasco underneath the sun. Fantos and locos, see my chimbos.
Let's enjoy underneath the sun. Nithi shake isipino sakho mzimba wakho wako. You just can't touch God. Hey, you can't touch God. Hey, nithi shake isipino sakho mzimba wakho wako and God. Hey, nithi come on, get now.
Shake it,
God.
don't fake it.
Everything good.
This is Icon Radio.